Please support your local food bank, Drunken Alcohol Center. So we have another update with the IHOP KC. I said I'll do updates as they come out. This literally just came out, I think, a few minutes ago. It says here 8:56. I live in Canada. It is 7. You can see my whole screen. I just uploaded this video. This man is claiming that the ELT are saying that there's only one woman and every other woman has said absolutely not truth. These men are saying none of the women have recanted. I just posted this 2 hours ago, and thank you for my friends that are liking the videos. I haven't even read the comments yet, but this just came out because I was looking on IHOP International House of Prayer for an update. I'm following this very closely, and please join me in prayer for everyone that is hurting, first the women and the advocates that are standing up to the leadership at IHOP. And let's read it. I have dyslexia and I'm very tired. Like I said, I was just shutting off my computer for the night. So let's read this. I haven't read it yet. Since the allegations surfaced late October, we'll look at some of this. You have my screen share so you can see everything. Okay, so that's a different article. Mike Bickel accused of clergy sexual abuse spanning several decades. I think that was the first article. Mike Bickel sexually abused multiple women over several decades. Bickle has not spoken publicly, but has confessed privately to making bad judgments and bad mistakes with a woman who accused of sexual misconduct, according to ministry leader connected to IHOP, Dan Bohi, founder of this guy. So this is on the word of the testimony of this guy. No idea who this guy is, but this is his ministry, Becoming Love Ministries. So who is this guy? Home, prayer, team. This is it here. And Dan is the founder, all right? So this is Dan. And on the word of his testimony, we're going to read this. With a woman accusing of sexual misconduct, according to ministry leaders connected to the International House of Prayer, Dan, founder of Becoming Love Ministries, told that soon after the allegations became public, Bickle made a private confession to me based on James 5. Exhort believers to confess their sins to each other so they may be healed. All right, so that's on the word of the testimony of Dan. Bohi speaks regularly at IHOP, and according to a video, we'll look at that. What's this all about? Healing service. This is, okay, so this is Dan. So he's accepted inside of IHOP. There he is there.
You guys remember that?
Do you know that guy? If you follow IHOP, this is the guy, all right? All right. That was 2021. Gives, wow. Bohi's ministry gives $100,000 to IHOP a year. Wow. So he's not only a speaker there, he gives IHOP a lot of money. So many people are hurting in this sex scandal. You know, we just want the truth. Thousands of people want a third-party investigation, you know. IHOP also encouraged his community to give Bohi's ministry, as shown, in the video. All right. Bohi said Bickle's confessions involved the same woman, TR exclusive interview. So this is first-hand testimony that Mike Bickel used prophecy to sexually abuse her. Bohi said Bickle's confession involved the same woman. Bickle had sexually abused her when she was 19 years old to 22 years old. The first Bohi, he didn't want to say anything about the confession because it was private. Sorry, can you see that? When noted Bickle was serving in public ministry and might be disqualified for ministries if the allegation's true. He's disqualified himself, Bohi added, that Bickle said that's not going to minister again until everything is made right. All right, there he is. There's Mike. Bohi said he didn't want to talk about the specifics of Bickle's confession, but when he was pressed, Bohi admitted he made bad judgments and bad mistakes that he repented of. When specifically asked if Bickle confessed to sexual misconduct, Bickle said no. Reached out to Bickle through the attorney. What's this? Reached out to Bickle through the attorney. Patrick. All right, that's Patrick. There's Dan. Asking for comment about Bickle's alleged confession to Bohi. Ministry did not respond. According to Bohi, after hearing Bickle's confession, Bohi reached out to the husband of the... Oh, look at this. See, there's so many people involved with this. And from day one, you know, we have to keep them in prayer. According to Bickle, after hearing the confession, Bohi reached out to the husband of the woman who accused Bickle of clergy sexual abuse, Jane Doe. Bohi said that Doe's husband had several phone conversations and meeting with Bickle to try to resolve things. All right, it's part of their testimony of the survivor and her husband. They did everything they could. TRA reported previously Bickle and Doe's husband met early in October before the allegations became public. During the meeting, Bickle denied the allegations, according to Doe's husband. Bickle then followed up with an email. This is my last email. So I'm going to leave the link in the description. You can read the email. Julie has published it. All right. Saying if Doe went public with the allegations, it would be the greatest betrayal of my life. Bickle also said that he would have to remove financial support from Doe, her husband's ministry, if Doe went public. So there was threats involved. Reached out to Doe's husband for comment about the conversation, and Bohi, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, all right? But did not receive any on-record responses. Bickle alleged confession to IHOP leader. Jason Carr, a section leader of IHOP 24 Hours Prayer Room, told that the executive, Stuart Graves, Carr, that Bickle had also... Oh, look at this. So we have more testimonies. Jason Carr, a section leader at IHOP Prayer Room, told TR that IHOP KC Executive Director Stuart Graves told Carr that Bickle had also confessed to him. In a private meeting, November, so this guy knows. He was also in the room when the husband read out the survivor testimony of the young lady, all right? Carr said Greaves whether Bickle had confessed to the... Okay, in a private message, Carr asked Greaves whether Bickle had confessed to the allegation. Greaves objected to the question, Carr said, but Carr said he kept pressing, and Greaves finally said, Do you want to know what Mike said? Mike said yes. Carr told, and Greaves was kind of like, are you happy and satisfied? And I'm like, no, that wasn't the point of me asking. Carr and Greaves then asked him to tell anyone that Greaves had just divulged. All right. Carr said he initially complied, but several weeks later, I just had a notification. Carr said he learned that Greaves had told worship leaders in a meeting about the confession from Bickle. All right, so this is starting to make sense to me because I couldn't figure out... Stephen Strange going on social media pushing this whole idea that there's absolutely no truth to anything of the 6 or 7, there's only one. And why hasn't IHOP done an update yet? That's what I was like. Their last update was quite a while ago. So the truth's coming out. Carr felt liberty to talk to him. TR spoke with a worship leader who was at the meeting but didn't want to be named. That person confirmed that Greaves had told the group, so there's more testimonies, that Bickle had confessed to some of the allegations, but the details were different than what was being alleged publicly. All right, that's interesting. Bickle's attorney, Patrick, about Bickle's alleged confessions to Greaves, but did not receive a response. TR also reached out to Greaves through IHOP's press email asking Bickle's alleged confession. IHOP replied, all communications and inquiries are from Mr. Bickle regarding Jane Doe you asked about should be addressed to Mr. Bickers. All right, so this is... Okay, so I'm not the sharpest tool in the tool shed, right? I'm just figuring this out now. This is Bickle's lawyer. Sorry. All right, so this guy, Patrick, forgive me. So this is Bickle's lawyer. However, earlier in this week, IHOP ELT released a statement about Doe's allegation in the Christian Post. However, earlier this week, IHOP ELT released a statement of Doe's. All right. To date, IHOP has not been presented with any evidence substantial sexual abuse against Mike Bickel. The ELT told, facts matter and Mike, like anyone else, should be considered innocent of the charges unless evidence established contrary. So, like, I don't even know. Have you counted? We're looking at, is it 2, 3, 4, 5 witnesses now? These are all testimonies on the word of our testimonies. We're supposed to be in the church. More red flags. Carr said in the private conversation with Greaves on November 9th. We're at December, October, November. That was a month ago. Raised several other red flags. Carr said he presented Greaves about hiring a third party during the conversation. Sorry, I'm using my smartphone. Carr said Greaves said he had no intention of hiring a third. Oh, look at this. Carr said he pressed Greaves. Look at this, all right? Look, this is a major update. He pressed Greaves about hiring a third-party conversation, and Carr said Greaves said he had no intention in hiring a third party like Graves or Grindstone. Not looking good for Mr. Greaves at that time, because the firm would want to investigate everything at IHOP. What does he know? That's why we need a third party. Not just the allegations related to Bickle. Obviously, like, Carr noted that when IHOP, who are these guys? Jason. Okay, Jason and Chris Carr. Carr noticed, so this is Carr here, published a report, initial findings, November 15th, about the conducting the investigation. The same day, Carr told Greaves, according to the report, ELT discovered the next day that Grace had a conflict of interest, which qualifies the objective third party. I think it's interesting because I'm talking to Greaves at night, November 9th, about this very issue. Carr said, the fact that he said, no, we're not going to use any of these types of ministries, unbelievable. No, we're not going to use any of those types of ministries because we're not ready for that. But their initial findings, not that, but when their initial findings said, we've been reaching out, found out we couldn't, we know that's a tough one. All right. TR reached out to Greaves for comment about the statement he allegedly made regarding hiring a third party like Grace and Greaves did not respond to our questions. Carr's wife, there's another testimony. There's another lady with a testimony, also spoke. She said that when IHOP was still working with the law firm Stinson to investigate the allegations, she asked Greaves whether IHOP would release the complete report to Stinson's investigation. Carr said Greaves told her that the ELT would review the report and release whatever is appropriate. All right. Carr said, she replied, so you're not making a blanket statement, you're going to release the whole report? Carr said, Greaves said no. Yet, on the morning of IHOP announced its hired Stinson, well-known charismatic Christian Michael Brown stated, at front, we're committed to publishing Stinson's findings. Who are these guys? All right, so that was already reported. All right. If you can like my video, more people get to see my videos. And I don't ask people to share my videos, but thank you for the people that are sharing my videos. Another IHOP staff member who spoke with TRs said he observed similar contradictions between the ELT private and public statements. Who's this? Gabriel Hancock. Gabriel. This is Gabriel here. Gabriel. He looks very excited with his drums. Gabriel said, where's that? Gabriel Hancock, a prayer room musician at IHOP, facility members said he spoke privately with Greaves. Okay, here's another testimony, and urged him to hire a third-party investigation. Hancock and Greaves claimed IHOP was hiring a third party but that would be doing so was unbiblical. The name of the thing is called Godly Response. All right. Hancock said he continued to press Greaves about the matter, and Greaves told him to back off, emphatically saying, I don't know about this till Tuesday. Yet Hancock, several days later, a friend told him that Doe's husband had met with Greaves. All right, so this is Jane Doe's husband. We're keeping him in prayer, big time. met with Greaves and IHOP senior ministry advisor, Marcy, at the beginning of October and shared Doe's allegations with them. This was also confirmed by Doe's husband in a prior report. Hancock, this guy, who's been at IHOP for nearly 20 years. He doesn't look that old. He began weeping when he heard the news. Hancock said that he realized that Greaves had knowledge of the allegations. Wow. When he allowed Bickle to preach for 2 weeks on betrayal. I can't have overemphasis it enough. We absolutely calling for the removal of the current ELT. In November 9th email, ELT member Isaac Bennick was sharing. Hancock wrote, "Our brothers are claiming these allegations were brought forward to Mike and others weeks before that. Yet, our community is under the impression that ELT and Tuesday were the first whisper that were heard of the dividing." All right. Bennett replied, "I think the nuisance is there for a small portion of 1% of allegations toward the beginning of October, but the full spectrum was October 24th. The only problem, I think, is 1% is pretty nonsense." Hancock replied, "And if it was my wife, I would be unhinged." Well, remember, we're in the body of Christ. Brothers, I call myself brother, not brethren or pastor. I'm everybody's brother. And if you're a sister, you're my sister. We are one family. I've taken this personally. I see Christians that are getting hurt and slammed on social media by the biggest names in Charisma magazine to this day. All right? He added, "A friend once told a strange prophecy his wife had said. The wife reportedly told her husband that he was going to die, and Diane Bickle was going to die, and the wife was going to marry Bickle. Doe claimed Bickle gave him a similar prophecy." Oh, okay, so this is interesting. All right, so did you see that? He added, "A friend once told him about a strange prophecy his wife she had. The wife reported her husband that he was going to die, and Diane Bickle was going to die, and the wife was going to marry Bickle. That's what's previously reported. Doe claimed Bickle gave her a similar prophecy." Hancock said he observed the wife seemed to have unusual access to Bickle. Hancock said he observed the wife seemed to have unusual access to Bickle and would come in his office frequently, sometimes multiple times in one worship set. In 2021, Hancock, his wife, Katie, told IHOP leaders about the woman's alleged prophecy and her frequent interaction with Bickle, but the leaders did nothing. Resignations. All right. Oh boy, there's a lot of reading here. We'll get through it. Since the allegations Bickle had been made public, several middle management staff, IHOP, and former church have resigned, giving notice or taking leave of absence, Carr said. Carr noted that because he and other managerial staff have been able to help direct conversations with ELT, which have gone poorly, other staff don't have this kind of access. Those leaving the ministry included Joseph Thompson, who was on pastoral staff. So this guy's got a testimony too. Thompson announced on Facebook he and his wife will be gone January 1st. At a later time, we will have more to say, Thompson wrote. To be clear, all right, this is the guy's toss. To be clear, our decision to remain through December through a limited capacity is the sake of the young adults in the community. Let it be known Josh and Megan Thompson believe Jane Doe. Another testimony. Praise the Lord for these people standing up. Praise the Lord for this guy, all right? More people have to stand up. It's like you gotta have courage, stand up, tell the truth, all right? Who cares? You lose your job, who cares? What would a profit a man? That's Jesus said in Matthew 16:24. What would a profit a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Or what can a man give in exchange for his soul, all right? The Son of Man will come in his Father's glory, and all his angels with him, and then reward each person according to what he has done, all right? We have these little whispers of life. When you see these inside of an institution, you have to stand up, all right? Regardless if you lose your job. regardless if you get online threats and people are calling you Satan, all right, or Absaloms. Another frontrunner pastor who's given notice is, okay, Danielle. Is this Danielle? Nathan. Danielle and his wife, Allie, right, Marina, confronted TR. The couple are leaving the end of the month. Nathan Steele, who had just left a position leading internship at IHOP University to start missions arm of IHOP, has also reported resigning. Nathan's wife, Rachel Steele, wrote on Facebook, okay, this is Rachel. IHOP ELT has also thanked the friends who came to them. The IHOP ELT would have thanked the friends that came to them credible, long-standing evidence of clergy sexual abuse of Mike Bickel. Then none of us would be put in the position we are currently in. Yeah. If the ELT would have welcomed and agreed upon an independent third-party investigation, it would not have come to us versus them, really. If the ELT would have stepped aside, allowing Mike Bickel and the organization of IHOP a whole to be thoroughly investigated, we would have been patient in the results of a trusted investigation. These advocates, these heroes, Alan Hood, Dwayne Roberts, Wes Martin, Brian Kim, did not create a division by shining light on decades-old sin and abuse. No. How the ELT responded to the allegations concerning Mike Bickel has created a chasm we are seeing. These guys got to go get some jobs. Pack a lunch, sit in traffic, all right? Similarly, one of the most senior worship team leaders, IHOP facility member, IHOP University, wrote on Facebook post. At this point, who's this? God bless you, Samily. At this point, there are serious unanswered questions and I'm now scared to know the answer to. I have met several leaders over the few weeks. I trust their intentions and character, but I fundamentally disagree with some of the philosophies behind the procedural decisions and exclusion of the lack thereof sick. Jason and Carr told TRR they are leaving at the end of December. Likely Gabriel Hancock and his wife, Kathy Hancock, are leaving too. Both the Carrs and Gabriel Hancock told TR that they deeply love IHOP and people there. And prior to witnessing the duplicity of the ELT since October, they say they plan to stay at IHOP for many more years. I actually love the prayer room ministry so much, Hancock said. That's why my wife and I have been sobbing. These poor people. There's so many people hurting right now. It's so sad. That's why my wife and I have been sobbing on and off for the last month. And when you just kind of run dry tears and just have this heavy ache on your chest, stomach. Similarly, Chris Carr said, we are so heartbroken. We don't want to leave. And we just love what we do, but we just can't do it in good conscience and stay. Done with this video, and I'm going to bed. I was turning off my computer when this came out. It just came out, I think, just like, 10 minutes ago. 8:59 p.m. Kansas City time, I'm assuming. I don't know where that's being posted, but here in Canada, it's 8:21. It'll probably take me an hour to upload this video. Please join me in prayer. I believe there's going to be more information that comes out, and this is my website. I've been documenting this. The reprehensible actions of the current ELT are reprehensible, causing harm to victims, advocates in the church. Lots of different links and stories and testimonies on this, and I'm done with this video. And I'll do another update. Eventually, these guys, the ELT, are going to have to put something out. And the best thing that they could put out right now is that the full current ELT tender their resignations, and they are hiring a proper, thorough, third, safe environment for the women to testify, Mike to respond, and then publish all the findings publicly. May the Lord bless you, keep you strong in the faith, and always remember, Brother John loves you.